stress ball tutorial.
Yes, hello. I was wondering if you could play that bee boo boo bop boo boo song again. The one that goes.
Wobbly wobble, wobble, wobbin', ass so fat. All these bitches, pussies is throbbing. Bad bitches, I'm your leader. Venom by the meter. Somebody point me to the best ass leader.
What about that guy?
You got something to say? All my ladies, pop your backs.
Well, I walked into your dagger for the last time in a row. It's like trying to start a fire with matches in the snow, where you can't seem to hold me, can't seem to let me go. So I can't find surrender, can't keep control. You turn me inside out and then you want the outside in.
Worm on a string, Kandi tutorial. Cut string about 1.5 arms length. Start with one bead in the center of the string. Put another bead on the end of the string and pull the other side of the string through. Tighten both sides of the string after. Repeat with about 4 to 5 beads. Then do the same thing with 2 beads instead of 1. Repeat and make it as long as you want your worm to be. For the eyes, repeat from before, but with 3 beads now. The black beads are the eyes. Add 1 bead again to more times and pull tight. Tie off the end, do 2 or 3 knots, and cut 1 string close to the knot base. That is all. I hope this was a little helpful. Hello, I'm gonna make a tutorial on how to make the candy solver symbol. First, you'll need some kinda long string. Put 8 beads on the string. When tying it, make sure to have all the slack on one side. Like in the vid, I'm making Doll's red solver thing right now. 3. See how I tie the slack all to one side? Once you get all that done, get 3 beads and put those on the slack. Then get 3 more beads. Don't let those 3 touch the others. Like this. Once you get that done, take the end of the string and run that through the first 3 beads. Then run that string through 2 of the beads on the 8 beads that you first put on. I hope this is making sense. Once you get the first pointy thingy done, just repeat what you did on the first 1, 3. Speed up I tried a new way making this. When doing this touch so it looks better than the first one I made. Once you get the second pointy thingy done, run the string through 3 of the first 8 beads instead of 2. Then repeat what you did with the first 2 pointy thingies. Sorry, this tutorial is a little long. When tying the end, I normally go round a bead and then run the string through the middle of the symbol thing. And then go through the loop from the string and then tighten it fully. I think it's easier to watch than to explain. Or you could try to tie it yourself if you wanna. I done like for knots, this thing is not going to come untied. Here's what it looks like. I love this one. Here's all the ones I have 3. Goodbye, have good day.
just want her love. I know this pretty sea girl, I wish you could've seen her. I know she got some problems, but I don't wanna leave her. And every time I see her, she makes me get this feeling. It feels just like I'm dreaming, gets me higher than the ceiling. I know this pretty sea girl, I wish you could've seen her. I know she got some problems, but I don't wanna leave her. And every time I see her, she makes me get this feeling. It feels just like I'm dreaming, gets me higher than the ceiling.
How to do a X-base cuff. Get a large piece of string. Get two colors of your choice and put it in this order. I use 27. It should look like this. Now tie it off. Put the string through the next bead. Outer first color, second color, then your first color again. Like this. Now put it through the next second color. It should look like this. Keep on doing that until it goes all around. It should look like this. Put the string through the next two beads like this. Now put the frost bead you chose, then the second and the first bead again. Then through the next second bead. Then do that all around. It should look like this. Then out it through the first bead you did. Then out 2 of your first bead color thin, put it through the next second bead color. Now tie it off. Cut off the excess string. There you go, your first X base cuff. Hope you enjoyed.
Tutorial for a gur cuff. I don't have one with me currently because I sold the only one I had. It's just an X base but with the beads placed in a specific way to make it look like the character gur. You're gonna need green, black, white, gray, and then 2 pink beads. You'll also need scissors and string. Then string on however many beads you want the single to be. Make sure it's a multiple of 3 and includes 2 pink beads. Your single should look something like this. Make sure you have about a wingspan worth of string. Make sure the string is coming out of a green bead right before the 2 pink beads. String on 2 green beads with a black bead in the middle so that it looks like this. Then string it through the next green bead after the pink bead. So I'm going right here. Then tug it and fix it so that it looks like a point. Then string on 2 white beads with a black one in the middle like this. Then we are going to skip these 2 beads and go through this one. And then make sure it looks like a little point. Then string on 2 green, 1 gray so that it looks like this. Skip 2, go through this bead just like we did for the other 2 points. Situate it so that it looks like a point, and then we're going to do that all the way around until we get to this bead. What you have should look something like this. String on 2 white with a black bead in the middle. Then we're going to skip these 2 and string it through this bead. Now adjust your string and put it through this bead and this bead so that it's coming out of this little black bead. Now string on 2 green beads and 1 white bead. Then you're going to string it through the closest point, tug it, and adjust so that it looks like that. Then string on 1 white bead, 2 green beads, and string it through the closest point. Then string on 2 green beads with a black bead in the middle, and then again go through the closest point. Then string on 3 green beads, and I think you can guess we're putting it through the next point. Then we're going to continue with the 3 green beads until we get to this point. What you have should look something like this. String on 2 green beads with a black bead, then go through the closest point. Then string on 2 green, 1 white, and string it through this black bead. Then put on 1 white, 2 green, and string it through this black bead. Then string the string through this bead and this bead so that it's coming out of this point. String on 2 green beads and go through this point. Then again, 2 green beads, go through the closest point. Then, because it's coming out of the black bead, we're going to string on 2 black beads this time and go through this point. Then we're going to continue with the 2 green beads until we get to this point. Because the black bead is the next point, we're going to string on 2 black beads. Then you're going to continue with 2 green beads until you're done. Then tie it off and you have a cute little gur cuff. If you want your own gur cuff, I have this guy for sale on my Etsy shop.
Get 20 beads, 8 of one color, 12 of another one.
Put 8 of the beads on the string. tie the ends and shape it
Put
into a
3
square.
beads on the string and put it through the bead after the next one.
Reach the end of the square.
Tie it by pulling it through the middle and pulling it through the loop. Made.
Do that however many times you'd like.
I'm gonna teach you guys how to make the little candy jellyfishes. You just need some jewelry cord and some beads and some scissors. I say you need about this much cord, maybe a little bit more, we'll see. I'm gonna make a rainbow jellyfish to show the different layers, but you don't have to. First, we're gonna put 3 beads onto our string and tie off. I triple knot it just so it's super tight, but you can just do as many as you're comfortable with. Oh my god. And then cut the extra string off. Then we're going to take our string and go through 1 bead, it just to hide the knot on it. So it should look like that. Next, we're going to put 1 bead in each of these sides here. So string 1 bead, go through, string through, string through. So we're going to put 1 bead, string, pull through, and then repeat that. All right, we're stringing the last bead. I don't use a thread or a bead needle or thread needle, whatever people use. I just do it with my hand. It is a little bit more difficult, but I think it's not an issue. But this is what it should look like at the end. Then we're gonna go ahead and string through this top bead as well. All right, with our string coming out this end here, and we have our triangle, make sure you pull it pretty tight. We're gonna add 3 beads and then string through the top, 3 beads, skip, string, 3 beads, string. Okay, I hope that makes sense. We'll show you. Okay, we're gonna take our 3 beads, string through this next point, oh my gosh, and pull tight. And then we're gonna do that again 2 more times. This is what it should look like after you string it through there. Now, what we're gonna do next is add a single bead into these corners here to make a full circle around the purple, right? So we need to string through 1, 2, and 3 and get that point right there. So it should look like this. Next, we're gonna add 1 bead, go through all 3 of these, add a bead, go through all 3 of these, and then add a bead and go through, and then we'll meet you back at the end. So we added a bead, and then we're going to string it through all 3 of these. So when we pull it, it's just making that circle for us. So we're gonna do that 2 more times. Okay, we just added our last bead, and now we're gonna string through the next 4. So string through that first 3, and then, okay, you see how hard it is without the needle, but it is possible, I swear. I do it all the time. Okay, like sometimes if you get your thread twisted, just pull it. You've got this. So now we should have a full circle around our purple. You don't have to pull super tight or anything. You don't have to pull it super tight or anything. I just keep it structured basically. And what we're gonna do next is we're gonna add 3 beads and string through 6 different sides. So it's gonna be those ones, but I'll show you 2 of them. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna string 3 beads and then go through right there. We're just gonna skip 1 bead and go through the next one. The only thing about not using a thread needle, once it gets like this, the top of the string, you just want to trim it so it's easier to put through the beads. So now we're going to repeat that 5 times. Okay, I just stringed my last 3. Now with this next one, we're not just going to go through this one. We need to get it back to that point again. So we're going to go through the next 3 beads, or next 2 beads out of that original one you're going into. And you should get this star shape. I hope you guys are following. Next, we're going to string 3 beads and put them through all of the points of those stars that we just created. So string 3 beads, go through the star, and it should make a circle. You're going to repeat that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more times. Now, when we're stringing the last one, we're going to go through that middle green one right there and pull through, and then string the next 2 beads too to get us back to that point. As you can see, and this is why I recommend doing different colors, it's really adding 3 at a time, and you're always kind of going through that middle one of the colors. It really makes it super simple. Okay, the next step is to add 3 more beads, and we're going to go through those middle points again, but this time on that last layer we did. So mine's the yellow, as you can see, but we're going to do that all the way around. Okay, we just strung our last 3 beads. Then we're going to go through, and just like the last layer, we're going to go through 2 more times to get us back to that point. Now, if you pull it too tight, it's going to start forming it all the way covered. That's not bad. It's just about the shape of the one you're jellyfish you're going for. I like more of the open look, but you can do a more like structured one as well. But for the next step, we're going to add 4 beads and go through those points again. So not 3 this time. I'm going to actually tie off a little bit more string because I underestimated it. And tying on some new string is just as simple as tying 2 of the strings together. Pull pretty tight. I double knot it, but you could do more. Okay, so we're going to take 4 beads and then go through that next 3 point, or the last 3 points we put on, but we're going to put it through the middle. So it should do that, and then we're going to do that all the way around just like the same. Okay, we strung our last 4 beads, and then we're just going to go through that last orange bead that I'm using, but whatever color you're using, that one right there. And we're going to go ahead and tie off. I usually go through the bottom and then just through and through. I hope that made sense. Now, I don't want it to be super crazy tight here, so I'm just going to open it a little bit. It's still going to be pretty hooded, but that top jellyfish shape. But you're going to want to tie this off at least 2 to 3 times. And you have officially completed the top of the jellyfish. Next, you're going to get 3 individual strings about that long. These are going to be the tentacles. So if you look on my blue layer, I have these points. So if you look at the ones in 3, so 1, 2, and 3, that is where we're going to actually put our tentacles. So string through there and then go ahead and slide these under and pull from the other side pretty tight so it covers that on the outside. So now we're going to put 12 beads on to our tentacle. And when we're doing it, we're going to put them through both of the strings. So as you see, we put both bead and just let it slide all the way down. I'm going to pull it just to make sure it goes all the way to that end down there, but 12 beads. And then we're going to take 1 single bead and go through one of the strings, and then we're just going to tie off. So when we tie off, you don't want to make it super tight because you want to give it tension, but it's going to kind of let it do that. After I do the first one pretty loose is when we can tie the second one off a lot tighter. And I triple knot it and then cut off the excess, and then boom, we have tentacle 1 done. So then we're going to take that next string that we got, and we went through this one last time, so we're just going to move over and go through this one over here. Remember, push it through to the bottom so that we can work with it. So just like the last one, we're going to string through both of these strings until we have 12 beads on. And then on that last bead, the 13th, remember 1 string and tie off. All right, and then we just tie off and cut the excess. And then for our last tentacle, as you can guess, probably it's the same method. Put it through that last of the 3 and then put it through to the other side so we can use it. It helps on this side if you make them the same length and then kind of just push them together so that you're able to put these beads on a little bit easier when you're putting it through both. Like that. And on that last bead again, just to make sure, put it only through one of the strings and then tie off. Again, I tied the first one loose, then the next 2 pretty tight. And so when we cut off, we have a completed jellyfish. Something you absolutely do not have to do, but I like to do, is add a circle to the top so it's easier for me to kind of carry around, or if I give it to people, it's a little bit easier to not just hand them an object. But I make a circle like so, and then I usually double knot this. But then you have your little jellyfish. This one, obviously I pulled a little bit tighter, so it's a little bit more hooded. Now, if you don't pull as tight, you get more of this like open look, but good luck.
Up having BBD, girl, I know you wanted me. Wanna see me in the dirt, wanna see me in a skirt. I wanna be cute like you. you. Let me feel your molecules. Fuck me hard inside the church, then I'll show you my cute skirt. Girl, you make me so warm. Without you, I'm so bored. Your voice is
she left a lot of stuff in my apartment. She's never getting back. Has her smell of a pillow face. Her cigarettes might slay like a Roman Colosseum. A dry and worthless monument to our love. Ooh, I still have your lighter. Ooh, I still have your book. Ooh, I still have everything you brought, but you never took. You know where to find me.
Not beginner friendly. Ton on how to make Kandi Bill. Like this.
Hi, this is Strawberry Candy, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this candy strawberry charm. I saw these as keychains and necklaces in my Etsy shop, and I've got a lot of comments asking how to make them, so I'm going to show you today. I will put the candy pattern for this charm on screen, so if you already know how to make a charm, you can just go ahead and use the pattern. If not, don't worry, I will go through everything step by step in this video. So you're going to need 33 beads of your strawberry color, red or pink, 19 beads of your green color, and 7 of your seed color, so I use a cream or light yellow. You will also need a string. It doesn't have to be elastic. Anything that is durable will work. And I don't know the exact measurement, but you will need at least a wingspan, so if you hold one end in each hand and stretch it as far as your arms will go, that's about the length that you'll need. And I just want to say I'm very sorry if my camera looks weird or focus is strange. The lens is shattered and I need to get a new one. Okay, so the first step is to take both ends of your string and join them together like this. And to start off, we're going to take one green bead and put it on this top string here, and one pink bead and put it on this bottom string. Then we're going to take another green bead and put it over both at the same time. I'm going to pull that all the way down to the bottom of our string, pull that down to the bottom. It should look like that. We are going to repeat what we just did 4 more times. So you want to make sure that you remember which string you put the green on and which you put the pink on, so that you can keep it consistent the whole time. So this one on top is the green one, this one on bottom is the pink one, and then another green in the middle, like that. Pull it down again. I'm just going to do that 3 more times. Alright, so this is the length that should be out once you're done. We have this one green bead on the end here that we want to secure in place and also move our string over to the other side. So to do that, we are just going to take each end of our string and move into the bead next to it on either side without adding any beads there, just to hold it in place. Just pull it on both sides like that. Let's start with the green side. We will come back to the pink side in a minute. What we're going to do is add a green bead onto our string and then just put it through this bead here and pull through. We're going to do that for the rest of the row. Now we're at the other end. I'm going to flip over to the pink side again for a second, and what I'm going to do is put on one of my seed colored beads and then go through this bead here, pull that through, and then I can fill in the rest of these spots with pink beads. So now that we have both ends of our string over on this side, we can hold both ends together, put a green bead over both at the same time, and move that down. And we can secure that bead in place just like we did on the other side by pulling it through both of the beads on the side next to it. Perfect. There we go, that's how it should look like so far. So let's finish off the green part. What we're gonna do is move our string inside through here and then add a green into each of the empty spaces like so. Okay, now that we're over here, what we're gonna do is we have to loop around the side just like we did with this bead. So we're just gonna do that again. We wanna get our string over to the other side, so we're just gonna weave it through where we have already gone. Like that, you just pull it through the beads again. You're gonna come out of this bead here and come into that bead on the side of it here. Now you want to come back up through this middle bead in the center, and I'm going to put a green bead on, and then you come back through that bead again. And then you pull it tight, and that right there is your stem. So to finish securing off this top part, we're just going to keep going around and weaving through where we've already gone. Okay, so that's the top part all done. That's how it should look. I'm gonna leave that string there for now, and we're gonna finish the pink part. So we need our string to come out of this bead here, so we are gonna start by weaving through over to that side. Pull it out of this string here, and now we can start adding our beads on. For this row, it's a pink bead, another pink bead, a third pink bead, and then 2 yellow beads on the end here. And to secure that in place, you're gonna put it in the bead above it. And now we are gonna weave all the way through again to the other side. You will have to do this a lot. And technically you only have to do it once. Like I just made my way over to the other side. You could come through this bead and start on the next row. But whenever I make mine, I always go around twice. I think it helps it be spaced more evenly, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, once you come back inside through this bead here, you can start again on the next row. This one you're gonna do 2 pinks in a row, then a seed, and then another pink. And you could technically put the seeds wherever you wanted. This is just where I put them. I flipped that around, and now we're ready for the next row. This next row is all pink. Put your string through the bead above it again. And once again, we're gonna weave it through to get our string to the other side. If you just wanna go to the other side and stop, you can, but I'm gonna go around and then come back over this side. Come back inside through here, and we're ready for the next row. This one will be 3 pinks and then a yellow. And there's not going to be a bead on either end here, so we are going to go straight into this bead here to get started on the next row. But actually first, I'm going to come around to the other side and loop it on both ends just so it's symmetrical. Let me just secure it on the other side, and now we're ready for the next row. Let's start with a yellow bead and then 2 pink beads. Okay, I'm gonna flip it around for the next row, put a pink down, put it through here. This spot right here is gonna be our last seed bead. Just come in through here, and then put 2 more pinks down. If you need to add more string on, you can do it just like this. Just hold 2 pieces of string together and then tie them in a knot like this. Then you can just cut off the excess and keep going. And again, we need to be coming through this bead, so we're gonna be weaving around. Now once your string is in this position, you are ready for the next row. It's just going to be 3 pink beads. And to secure it, we are just going to pull our string straight through this bead underneath. And I'm going to go around to the other side and do the same thing too. Okay, and for the next row, it's just 2 pink beads. And you'll need to secure that again too. And again, you want your string to come into the inside here so that you can put on your final bead. And then you'll just need to loop around that the same way. There you go. So that's how it looks once you finish adding all the beads in. Okay, I just pulled the strings off to the side to show you how to tie them more easily, but you can really tie them in a knot anywhere on any other piece of string. All you have to do is just find a piece of string that's already there and tie around it. And you want to do that on both ends of string. Yeah, just double or triple knotting it should work just fine. Like that. And there you go. And there it is all done. Now you can put this on a keychain or necklace or whatever you want. I will be making more tutorials for my other charms in the future, my mushroom and bee charms, so stay tuned if you'd like to see that. My shop will be reopening next month, so I'm so excited to get back to making orders for you guys. I hope they have a great day and a great new year, and I will see you very soon. Okay, bye.
Here's a tutorial on how to make a candy duck. Get some string that isn't too long. And you'll need 1 black bead, 1 orange bead, and I don't know how many yellow beads. Get 2 yellow beads and put those on the string, like this. Then get 1 yellow bead and put that on both sides of the string. And repeat that again. Once you have that done, make sure both sides of the thing had 2 beads. Should look like this. Then you can tie it. I normally do 2 or more. Once you have it tied, go through one of the beads, like in the video, how to explain it. Then put a bead on and go through the next bead. Like this. Then do that again, till it's coming out of the last bead. Then take the string and go through the bead that's sticking up. Also, this is a really long tutorial, sorry. Then put a bead on and go through the next bead. Now you have half the duck done. You can tie it off now. I messed up on the tying part and cut the other string, so I had to redo all of that. Once you get it tied and stuff, it should look like this. Now we're gonna make the head, so get more string. Then, like earlier, put 2 yellow beads on the string. Then get the black bead and put it on both sides on the string. Then get 2 yellow beads and put on each side of the string. Then you can tie it off, don't cut the slack off. Also, I recommend putting all the slack on one side so you have more string to make the rest. Then run the slack through one of the beads that are sticking up. Then get a yellow bead and run the string through the next bead so it's coming out the other side. Then get your orange bead and put it on the string then. Put the string through the yellow bead. On the other side that's sticking up, if I explain that good, should look like this. Then put a yellow bead on and go through the next bead. Should look like this once you get done. Then get the other half of the body and run the string through the middle bead that's sticking up. Then run that through the bead on the head that's sticking out. Then go back through the last bead that's sticking up on the body. Make sure it's tight, and then you can tie it off. Now you have a candy duck. I don't know if this tutorial was the best, but I hope it helps. Bye!